My name is Lluis, and I am the co-founder of IDOS, the identity layer of Web3. I think that emerging markets have a very important role for the growth of OpenFi. Like if you look at places like Sub-Saharan Africa or Latin America, there's something very interesting happening, where we see mobile penetration being up to 50, 60, 70%. However, you have up to 70% of population that are unbanked right now. This means these people don't have access to any way of financial services, and then they just build local economies. With OpenFi, we can plug them together just using their phone device in a very seamless way to a global economy, which is going to unlock a lot of use cases and for everyone. I think that OpenFi is the next iteration of financial innovation. And I mainly think that because of two reasons. The first reason why I think that OpenFi can compete with established solutions is because it has a lot of savings and much faster innovation cycles than what we see in fintech today. Basically because of the nature of DeFi, of these composable Legos, composable building blocks, we can now have applications that rely on different solutions created by different companies, but that they work together as a single application with a front end that can be readily used by everyone. This makes it much easier for builders to build these applications and focus on the actual user experience and usability of them, rather than having to work on the different parts and the financial and legal innovation that comes with them. The second reason is because of that, fees can also be much lower. So fees can be lower when it comes to anything that is intermediaries, because as you know very well, we don't have intermediaries in DeFi, it's self-custodial, so everything else works in a much more slick way. And the second reason why, or the second part of this that also makes it cheaper is because we can use rails that are based on crypto to make any sort of swap. So for instance, for any payment that involves a swap of currency, we can do that with crypto at a 90% cheaper than what we have today in the fiat world. So I was talking before about these building blocks that we have in DeFi. For anything that touches real world, you need some level of identity verification. In most cases because of compliance reasons, whether it is financial compliance or it is just data privacy. Because of that reason, if we want the building blocks that we have in DeFi to go into the real world, we will also need to have a composable identity layer. And that's what we believe that the IDOS is going to become. So it's basically going to enable this composable DeFi world to also have real world use cases, whether it's self-custodial, bank accounts, debit cards, or any payment system. Yes, I mean, open banking is nothing new. It has been around for many years already, and I think it's going to take a bit still until we have like the regular institutions, the big players, let's say, in the financial world to adopt them. But it's going to happen eventually. It's just a process where at the end of the day there's a better solution right now that uses a better technology, and the world is going to switch to it. It's going to take a bit, it's going to be pushed by the people rather than these institutions, but at some point there will be few players that they will realize that that's the way to go. And we're already seeing that actually. Like if you look at all the major fintech applications, whether it's Revolut, N26 or Nubank, all of them now are relying on DeFi or OpenFi rails for a lot of their applications because they see the value of that. And at the same time, we also see a lot of the traditional institutions now welcoming this fintech like Revolut, for instance. So I think it's going to be a process that's going to take a bit of iteration, but we're going to get there in the next 5 years, I would say. No, I'm happy. I'm very excited to be here in the OpenFi event. I think that OpenFi as a, call it movement or a narrative or however people like to call things in Web3, I think it has a lot of potential. I'm finally excited because this is using the technology that we have been building for very long for just everyday use cases. And everyone can use it, regardless of whether they know about crypto or anything. So I'm really excited for what's going to come up from this new iteration of innovation, and I'm delighted to be surrounded by so many great builders in this event today.